turn that down a little bit there. Good morning, everybody. Welcome one and all, to Wake and Base. I hope that y'all have been doing well today. I hope that my microphone is in fact on. It looks to be on. I'll turn myself up just a little bit there as I turn Mr. Masayoshi Takanaka down just a tad bit more. How are y'all doing today? Hopefully everybody's had a good week. Hello again, Mr. Birthday Boy Bobby. Saw him just a couple days ago on the birthday stream. Happy birthday once again. As we all know, birthdays extend for a full week in the forward direction from your birthday. So, hope you're enjoying day 3 of your birthday. Yes, today, completely abruptly switching topics, we are looking at a artist I have never looked at before. We're going to be looking at Tatsuhiko Tamamoto. And when we jump over to our research page here, we'll look at him a little bit before we listen to the album today, which is Martini Hour. Great title. Not on the internet, apparently. I tried to subscribe to both Spotify and something called Nexus. What was it called? It was terrible. Deezy? I think it was called Deezy. Had so much promise, and then after I gave them my PayPal information, they're like, JK, we don't have this album either. So, deleted that. Anyway, way off topic. We're going to find this album. We're going to listen to it, even if I have to buy it myself off of Amazon or something. But, you know, I did with Jackie Chan albums. That paid off. That was like the best $50 plus shipping I've ever spent in my life, those 2 albums. So, before we jump in here, let's say good morning to everybody in the chat and see what's going on. What's up, Bobby? Happy birthday. What's up? Good to see you, Dillado. I was going to say, now, were you not the one that suggested this album? Who was it here? I do believe it was. I think so. Thank you very much. Hey, Han. What's up, homie? Good to see you. Thank you for the 5 bones, my man. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Gentleman and scholar over there. Thank you. Prank, good morning. Good to see you, man. Yeah, I'm glad you can finally catch a stream. I know you go to work at like, what, 3 in the morning? And then you work until 1 a.m.? Rush wrote a song about you, I believe, Working Man. I'm glad you liked it, Bobby. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Hey, let's celebrate the 20th Super on a live stream. Cool. Let's do it. Did somebody post that, or is that from YouTube? I don't know how chat works. Raise his hand. Hey, it was. All right, Dolado. Thank you for the suggestion. So this episode is for you here, my man. All right. Enough preamble, enough of me staring randomly off at a camera that's not there to the side. Let's go to the research window and talk about who we are looking at today. This guy, Tatsuhiko Tamamoto. Very serious looking cat right here. Very serious. Got that bow tie on, as I mentioned in my cover card. Lots of sharp stuff around him. But looking at the character himself, Japanese singer-songwriter, born March 4th, 1954. Thank you very much. 63 releases. So I'm very surprised. I have not run into this cat until now. So thank you for the tip. But it looks like he hit the scene in 1979, and he is rolling through consistently with albums until the early mid-90s. Then it looks like he made a little bit of comeback in Conversations with Myself Part 1 through 3. That's quite a bit right there. Okay, and now we're into singles and EPs, and then that's a little bit different. So, as I was looking through this, I noticed as we do, we look for our artists and our musicians, our studio musicians who's playing on this album, and I was not really recognizing anybody until I saw this guy right here, Greg Colby. Greg Colby. I was like, why does that name sound so familiar to me as a mastering engineer? And then it hit me. He is the mastering artist that paired with Isotope Ozone, or Isotope is the company. Ozone is the plugin that is a mastering tool that has a ton of his presets. And I have been using this for a couple of years. This thing is amazing, and I have learned a ton about mastering from this tool. So if I come in here to these mastering presets, and just to very briefly describe what mastering is, we'll go into this more later when we look at some other things here. But it's like the final check, the final person's ears to listen for balance, for the right tone, all those kinds of things, and then to make sure it's ready for distribution, the final step. So you've got all these different tools, but if we just say he's put these into really nice little things like I want high detail, or I want wide high detail, or general clarity. Like, let's just click on general clarity and look what that does to the track. So he's got an equalizer on here that's boosting us up a little bit. What is this? How many? 1.7. So that's not very much boost. That's, small. But he's doing that right around the 3K range. And then he's bringing other things up a little bit. Everything's just up a little bit. That's where that dip is. And then we can look at these dynamics. Well, what does he have here? He's got limiters and compressors, making sure things generally stay in this zone right here. All that maximizer to get our sound at the end up to the point that we need. Well, why is this like this? Why is that dip at 5 right there? Because he's a genius, and he knows that the human ear hears different. It has different frequency response ranges. So right here around 3,000, that is where we as human beings have developed to hear speech, because that's how we talk. So very interesting stuff, and there's a really good video of a guy talking about like the psychoacoustics of how this all works and how loudness is not really a thing. That's all in our head, loudness. Decibels are real, peaks, all those kinds of things, but loudness is up in your head. So that's what really caught me about this is Greg Colby early doing his mixing. And just to look at what he has done, this guy right here, he has a great face. He's just so smiling. And I thought this is cool too on Discogs. You've got his signature. So you can look for his signature on the on the records, which I think is really, really cool that you can see all these different examples of, him leaving his little watermark there. But let's just look at his first run. So he's got 5,000. He's got almost 6,000 technical credits. That's amazing. And he's only written one thing. Man, he is the ears. So, started in 72. In 73, he's doing Lou Reed. 73, Glenn Gould. He's like, this is classical music now. He is one of the kami, one of the, the demigods of piano and harpsichord, I guess you could argue. But man, Glenn Gould's amazing. Three Dog Night, totally different. Funkadelic. What? John Lennon, Kansas. Keeps going. Where are the other ones? Blue Oyster Cult. More Lennon, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Edgar Winter. Like, this guy has such a crazy career and he has such good ears, and he can really pinpoint things so well. I've talked about him too much. Now we're going to listen to what we have of this first album, May Storm. This is our first track off of Tatsuhiko Yamamoto's, I'm going to say it's 7th album. Hey, look at this. We've got even more info on all of our musicians. Well, absolutely excellent here. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is the 7th studio album from 1983. Not Metallica. I have a reason for that Metallica. I promise you. There's method to my madness. But before we get into that, May Storm. Turn that up a little bit for y'all there. Unaware Fruit. We'll go back over that 3K range here in a little bit and I'll show you. Convince your mom to go on a trip with you to see Tatsuro next year. You should let him go, Mom. It'd be fun. We should go together. Get me a ticket too. We'll all go. Who's on this first track? Eve background. Not Nobu Saito, but close enough. Kenji Takamitsu, baby. My boy. He's doing so much good stuff. Kenji Takamitsu, baby. This is our shaker player here. That's who I'm looking through.
Woman, there's a man.
This is a cool song. Yeah, I really like that harmony. Now, where's our saxophone? I'm waiting for Jake, baby. I like hearing Eve, don't get me wrong. But Jake's got to be coming up soon. We're running out of song. Did I miss him? What's Sakoshi Collins playing guitar? Ooh. I like this guy. That's a good album. Yeah, very cool track. Very, very cool track here. So music was by... Is this Tatsuhiko? Okay, good. He wrote all the music. Who wrote the lyrics here? Yukio Matsuo. Okay, don't know who that is. Very cool first track here. Nice ending there, Greg. Good mixing. Okay, first track. So, some notable characters here. So, Tatsuhiko Yamamoto wrote the song, is the vocalist. Backup vocals by Eve. For those of you who are not familiar, Eve is a trio who's done a ton of stuff, both as a group releasing solo albums. Let's see here. Yeah, they've got lots. They have over 10. Looks like we have 3 Faces of Eve. I remember seeing that one, Passion. But they did a lot of backup singing. So 280 credits on backup singing. They did Tatsuro. Oh, there's Tsugoshi Goto, Mr. Bassman. Did some backgrounds for that. So, oh, there's the album we did the other week. Call Me Penny. Just Call Me Penny. There you go. So, Eve, background vocals. Kenji Takamitsu on bass. A well-known person for the channel who played a lot with Takanaka. Did that and has a bunch of really good credits in there. Tetsuyo Hayashi. This is the drummer, I believe, for Tatsuro Yamashita. If I am correct. Maybe I am incorrect. Let's see here. So you can jump into chat and tell me first how incorrect I am. Or is he the drummer for Takanaka? Maybe he's the drummer. Because Jun Aoyama. Yeah, Jun Aoyama is the drummer for somebody. Somebody else help me out here. Anywho, this first track, tons of good names. Jake Concepcion almost snuck in there somehow. I don't know Akira Inoue. But one thing I want to point out real quickly here, just to notice, as we're listening to this track. See if I can find that saxophone. No. I've got this turned up, full volume in my mixer interface stuff. And it still sounds a little quiet comparatively to other things that we listen to here online. So why is that? Well, it's not just the uploading of YouTube or the conversion of these digital files, which does happen very often. It has to do with what has been dubbed the loudness war. So this is something that has been going on in the 20th, mid to late 20th century. I guess it started with records, like vinyl records, and then really got ramped up with CDs in terms of this compression. But what this is the idea that over time things have been getting louder and louder and louder, perceived loudness over time, and that is represented by the boosting of peaks. And this is a really great example right here, where we look at, this is an ABBA track. I think it's called, Super Trooper from 1980. And you can see the original recording of it up here on the top. Okay, here's our balance. You can see that we have most of our sound in the middle here. We've got some peaks. But when you do things like this, it's a little quieter, but it has more fidelity. It has more quality. Immediately with the 2001 remaster, 30 years later, all of our peaks have almost pushed up completely to the top. What happens on the 2005 box set? Oh my goodness, they're compacting even more and they're pushing it even more. 2011 box set, they push it even more. So, that was too extreme of a zoom in there. Okay, so that's one example. Here's a more visible example is ZZ Top's Sharp Dressed Man. Started here, moved to there, on the 2000 and 2008. Look at that. It's just a wall, a literal wall of sound. And you can just see how much that distorts the audio. You can see down here in all these histograms. You don't even have to know how to read these to see how much it changes them just by boosting that volume. And a really funny thing that happened as a kind of a side, I don't even know. This is just an interesting story. So Death Magnetic, a Metallica song, was just so Metallica is known for this trash mix they put out. That's why I have Saint Anger up there, is because it's one of the worst tracks ever made. The drums sound so bad. But you can see on the top here, that is the produced track. They put this in Guitar Hero. In Guitar Hero, everything has to be separated out because of the nature of the game. You need the bass, you need the guitar, all that stuff. So they needed the stems, and so they got the unmastered stems, the unmaximized stems from the record label, and put it in the game, and then people now prefer this version because you can see there's actual detail in the song. There's peaks, there's dynamics, because that's what you really lose when you do this stuff on the top is dynamics. It's on and off. Everything's just like that. So, Greg Colby does not do this. He very much maintains dynamic range in what he does. And if we go back to our example over here, where we're looking at all these different, presets he has, where it's like high detail or quick limiting, or let's have a smooth bass, that kind of thing. Everything has this component in there of balance and trying to find something that is going to really make sure that you're not overloading your output and that you're keeping something that still has some good dynamic range within it. So, there's my little TED Talk about Greg Colby and mastering and that idea there. So I'll look in the chat here, see if you guys have any more questions about that, and we can talk about that more. But I think we have a bunch of questions that I have I have not gotten through. So let's start going into them. Yeah, good. Thank you guys for coming into the chat and hanging out this morning. I always have a good time. It's always a ton of fun. And yes, I hope I can convince your mom to go take us all to Tatsuro next year. So you just let me know and I'll let you send me a ticket. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, prank. I went back to Osaka and stayed in Japan for 2 weeks back in August. Taiko Nuki was in Osaka the day you left and you were so salty, dude. That would be cool to see Taiko Nuki right now. That'd be super cool. Yeah, Bobby. I would say Kingo Hamada vibes. I agree. Tatsuhiko's voice. It's a cool voice. And it's very Kingo Hamada. It's a very good ear. The music is different. And Kingo, I feel like, has a little bit more rock and roll. But I've only heard one song from Yamamoto, so we'll see. We'll see what he's like. All right, you're going to see him during Thanksgiving break? Man, that'd be dope. But prank, yeah. Jake was standing in the corner holding his saxophone, giving moral support with his thumbs up on that first track. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was like, where is he, dude? I don't hear Jake at all. That was his contribution, is just a thumbs up. Who knows? Maybe Greg just snuck him in the back. You know, just a little bit of boost. Could have been. Yeah, it's prank. Talking about downloading something off of SoulSeek and then putting it into Audacity and seeing it completely blue is always classic. Yeah, and I will admit, man, I have been guilty of this myself many times, where I produce something and I just, it's a wall of sound. For some things, it's okay. If you're doing like video game music, or if you're doing, you know, bit crunch stuff where it has that quality of on and off where you don't have dynamics, great. But I do it on accident all the time. Yeah, those graphs can get super nasty super fast. And just to show you one example of what I'm talking about with how things can get way too loud and way too, in my opinion, shitty, this is Saint Anger, that what is affectionately known as the Trash Can album. And I'm going to turn this down a little bit because it's loud. Just wait till we get to the snare. That's so... It's so bad. And then I found this, a guy playing it with an actual trash can drum lid, and it sounds so much better. You see, it's like anything can sound good if you record it right. Boo. Saint Anger did not record it right. It sounds so bad. Also, speaking of recording, this one hit me kind of like, whoa, I didn't know that. Talking about the loudness wars, one of the big offenders that I was not aware of was Red Hot Chili Peppers' Californication, 1999, where apparently there was a lot of clipping throughout the album, which kind of blows my mind because I was thinking that was a Rick Rubin album. But I read here later somebody was doing, or maybe it was the Saint Anger. Maybe that's what it was. But Rick Rubin was produced, in fact, that's what it was. It was one of these Metallica albums. Where is it? Anyway, one of these Metallica albums, he mixed over the phone. Like, he was in LA and these guys were in Europe recording. There it is, Death Magnetic. And he's like, yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's like, no, it's not. Yeah, so here you go. There's that. We shot that earlier. This is the compressed, just compressed to hell. Or I guess expanded, excited. And then that's the way better version. But yeah, the compressed dynamic range. Where is it? Yeah, okay. A Rolling Stone article states that Rubin was, quote, overseeing mixes in Los Angeles while the band is in Europe heading shows, unquote, and only communicated with him by conference calls. That is not good. That's not a good way to mix. It's through conference calls. So that's what we got there, and this is something that people are still dealing with today, is this idea of the loudness wars, which is now translated into the streaming loudness wars. They show it right here of what, their normalization streaming, what they do to everything you put in there. So even if you took all this effort to really balance your audio, YouTube is going to be like, is it negative 14? No. And it's going to boost it up to negative 14. So, if you're not already preparing for that, it's going to really goof up your mix. This is another thing mastering engineers have to think about, is how is that going to affect the mix. Okay, I've talked a ton. Let's get into another song here. One of our maybe 4 songs we can choose from here today. Tatsuhiko Tamamoto. What I think is funny is that somebody put up the album but then hid the tracks. So there's 10 tracks on here, but 7 of them are gone. So we'll check out A Little Summer Day. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, train record. Yes, it did. Death Magnet, yeah. It makes sense though why it would sound better though, now that you understand how they separate out the tracks. This guy's got a good voice. Jun Aoyama's on this too?
In summer day at silent time 報われない夜また始める No, no, no いけない
I like that.
今を抱きしめ悲しみの
Yeah, get it, Kenji.
瞳にたたえて声に出せない想いに耐える君に教えよう Let it be
Ooh, that's cool writing. This is cool. There's the flute. Oboe. Jun Aoyama. This is Tatsuro. This is crazy, man. What a lineup. Joe Strings. We've seen them many times. They've done tons of good stuff, man.
海からの風が焼けた肌の熱を冷ます In summer day at silent
It's kind of an asymmetrical song because the drums,
恋と
you always think they're going to come in and then they don't.
諦めずに
It's good.
No, no, no そのまま燃え尽きるまで
When they do come in, baby.
ない見
I
せ
wonder how often these two work together.
夜の底へと帰ろうとする君に教えよう Let it be
Okay, cool. Nice little ending. Yeah, very, very interesting song. Yeah, nice little fade out there. So when I was talking about the kind of the asymmetrical quality, what I mean is this idea of in pop music or just in general, whenever you're writing a song that has lyrics and repeating verses, you want it to have this balanced quality of, let's just say for the sake of argument, 4 and 4. So I'm gonna do 4 of, and I sing in a song, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm singing right here, and now it's the chorus, bigger. Chorus, you do that for 4, then you go back and forth, or you have some kind of relatively even relationship, or you have maybe a pre-chorus before you go into the chorus, or that kind of thing. This did a couple verses in a row with these little interludes before it goes into the chorus. Only does the chorus once, no big solo, takes it back to that verse quality. So it's very ballad-like with a pop kind of upbeat beat. Terrible double use of words there. But as we heard, Kinji, in June, when they get into that middle part of the chorus, they're funking out, man. They're really just, really having a good upbeat chorus, but the rest of the song is very subdued, very chill. That's cool, man. And it's like, man, all these good people. Jake Concepcion in the corner giving the thumbs up. We got Tatsuro's drummer. We got Kenji Takamitsu's all over the place. We got Even here. Joe Strings. So this was one that I was pointing out as a highlighting people over here, where we had, nope, that's Tatsuro. Here we go, Joe Strings. So in addition to Takahitsu, we saw Ichiro Nita. I love this guy. I think he's only got 2 albums, but I love his albums. I think they're so cool. What else do we have in here? Go back. I saw Toshiki Katamatsu's in here. Rajie's in here. I thought this was Junko Yagami. It is. Okay, good. Junko Yagami's in here. There was one more that I saw that was dope, worth mentioning. Anyway, Joe Strings. We have seen them before. Very, very cool group. Sounds very, very good there. Looking ahead to Too Far Away, just seeing who's in this one. Looks like it's all... Man, now we got yet another drummer. What is going on? Hideo Yamaki. And this guy, we've definitely seen him before, because he's in the Super Mario plays. Man, this album is all over the place. This is crazy. And what did we see him recently, and why is his name all highlighted in purple for us? Okay, he was on that Judy Anton album, that weird album that apparently everybody played. Oh, he was in Yuji Ono's Cosmos from last week. Wow. Man, talk about 7 degrees separation from anything Awakened based. Mayamane Sorry. That's a good album. Dang. Okay, cool. Oh, Meiko Nakahara. There we go. All right. Very cool, man. Now Tsukoshi Kon's back. Okay, cool. Music by Nobody14. Okay. Not sure how that exactly works out. Oh, there's a vibraphone on this next one. Very cool. All right. Yeah. Joe Strings. I like to imagine that they're all named Joe. They better be, man. I wish there was more information on Joe Strings, because, the Joe String Orchestra, Joe Kato Strings, the Joe Kato Group, Joe Group Strings, Kato Joe Strings Group. So many questions. But I'm with you, Prank. I think they're all named Joe. That's how I choose to live my life. Whoa. Point in case. Do you hear all that hissing? That is not our boy Greg Calby. That is YouTube bumping up the crap out of the volume. Good Lord. Listen to that hiss. Oh man. Oh, it hurts my soul. Can I find another? Can I get one that's not? Oh, good. No. No. Ah, man. All right. I guess we're listening to the 1P version of this. Oh, man. Is Apple Music the one place I can buy it?
Wednesday morning.
Man, this is a cool sound. Cool song. This is so distracting. Oh. Okay, well, fine. Well, since I'm there, let's see what we have here. Apple Music. There we go. Now that sounds like music. Nice. So what is this, a preview? Well, at least we can get a taste of these songs. Check Soulseek, let's do it. to get on that later. Or on a different screen. Okay, yeah, thank you, Apple Music. Thank you. I get it. Okay. Well, that was just a little taste of Too Far Away. I'm glad to see that I have now found this here on Apple Music, so we can at least get a little listen here before I go acquire this. Is the sentence I'm going to say and end it right there. And I'll come back next. We'll do next week. We'll do the whole album here. But let's just spend the rest of the day talking a little bit more about just listening to what we got here, talking about some of these artists, because this is just crazy, all these people that are on here. You know, because, yeah. Oh, we got Jake Concepcion on clarinet. This is crazy. This is very cool. All sorts of cool people on this album. All right, so that was Too Far Away, just a little taste of that. Getting some very tasty bass and drum combinations out of that one. Very cool. Yeah, can't get that on another one. Yeah, there are lots of good sites for, you know, maintaining all of these, you know, different albums, and, you know, I'm 110% all for, you know, you gotta, you know, if you can support the artist, you know, throw the money and that kind of thing. But when you have these kinds of things where it's just been passed around left and right from studio to studio and the rights are kind of all over the place, it can be difficult to find things. So I'm glad that Apple, you know, snatched it up. I'm real glad about that. Anyway, let's listen to Summer Holiday. Let's see if maybe this dot means we can listen to the whole song. Nope. That sounds good.
Summer holiday.
I do like that though. Oh, thank you, Han. So he just told me that the dot means it's more popular. Very, very nice. Thank you. Yeah, you see, you guys teach me more than I teach you. This is awesome. Yeah, okay, so I guess we got Kenji Takemitsu for the whole album on bass, but great choice. No, it's only for side A. What an interesting album. Nope, he comes back. What an interesting album. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get this. That's a funny line. Yeah. This guy's got a beautiful voice. Very beautiful voice. This is cool, man. I'm again just kind of flabbergasted that I've not heard or seen more of this cat. Who was it? Somebody mentioned in here that had a really good comment saying that reminded them of Kingo Hamada's voice, and I totally agree. It's got that flavor and that I always hate using the smoky because it's hard for me to describe what a smoky voice quality is. But I think that's what Kingo Hamada and Yamamoto here have, is that kind of little Michael McDonald, just a little taste of Michael McDonald in there. Tastefully, of course. But yeah, sounds good. If he's the one writing and arranging this, it sounds cool. You know, he's not being told. If I had to pick on one thing here, some of these melodies are just a little cutesy. You know, like this one that we just finished listening to here, this Summer Holiday. Let's see if it'll give it. Can I like skip through? I can. Awesome. Here we go. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Again, it's just Nothing wrong with it, but it's not a super strong melody. So if I had, like I said, if I had to be a jerk, which of course, you know, I always have to say something because I am a jerk, I'm sorry. That's what I would pick on, is just some of the melodic writing for the main melodies is, just okay. However, the arranging and the supporting melodies within that are excellent. So in that second track, in Summer Days, really, really cool how he blends, or I don't know, maybe I'm giving too much credit to him. Maybe this was Greg Calby, or maybe this was, you know, one of the other people behind the scenes. But whatever the case, the balance of that flute, both the flutes and the oboe, as a supporting sound quality that is not super in the forefront obvious, is a really, really nice textural device, or employment of a technique. Sounds really, really nice. So everybody here is clearly very, very accomplished in all of their fields, and it's coming together really, really well. This is 1983, so this is early for all of these cats, because Tatsuro, he's popped off 4 years before. So he, really by 1980, when Right on Time hits, he's just like through the roof. So this is 83, so that's Junai Oyama. So he's already been just kicking it hard with him. Kenji Takamitsu is also kicking off hard. He's done, let's just see what he would have done up to this point. So just going to instrumental. Kenji would have had, I guess Yuji Ono was pretty big. So we're still in the late 70s, nothing too massive yet. Okay, here we go. Takanaka, I don't know if that's the debut album, but it's the Red Suit album. That was huge. Lupin, that's huge. He was part of that. Keep rolling. Come on, internet. 1978. I mean, I'm skipping over things that I see here that are more All of Me. That's a great album. I'm just going over things that would be very, very big. Also, if you're ever looking, just out of curiosity, you're looking through somebody's, discography like this, and you're like, I wonder which of these 300 albums are actually worth listening to. A great way to start is to see what other people thought was worth listening to. Well, how do you tell? Re-releases. So right here. Nobody thought Surf Roll 1979, this promo CD, deserved a re-release ever. Probably rightly so. Then we come down here and we see this. Well, what's this? Shadow. Okay, well, it's got 2 credits. Okay, well, they're both 1980. So it must have done pretty well in the year it was released. How about right here? Oh, 1990. Okay. This was good enough to be warranted for a 10-year re-release. So that's the kind of thing that can help you out. Then you come down here and you see 9. Miss M. Whoa, what's going on here? And then you go, oh, okay. Well, this came out in 1980, was re-released on CD, re-released again, and look at that. That was a reissue. They'll probably have a remaster on here, RM remaster. There you go, 99, 2019. So that just goes to show, oh, maybe I should check out Miss M, Maria Takaichi. Oh, there you go. I was like, who is this? Why does this look so familiar? So, these guys are all kicking off by now. And Jay Concepcion, I mean, he's just a guy. He's always been doing good. So, looking at what he released, let's see here. So, he came out swinging. Memorial Rain, people really liked. You see, this is what gets me. There's 7 versions of Martini album. And look at this, it was re-released in 2022. Why is this so hard to get a hold of? It was released in 2008. Yeah, look at all this. This is crazy. I Love You So. This album's probably up there too. This guy looks super, super famous. Very interesting. All right, I'm going to look up a little info on who this guy is while we listen to just 30 seconds of Farewell Midnight Blue. I love that snapping. Okay, this song's awesome. Okay, he said to have considered help pioneer the whole genre. Wow. I'm way behind on this cat. Oh, that's a good point, Han. Yeah. Said either that or it was released as a single before the actual album came out. Has that 80 Bob James or Dave Grusin vibe to it. Yeah, it does. Kenji Imura's big too. Yeah, dude, speaking of Akira Inoue, he's on here, man. He's right here. So that's interesting. This is Sam. Morning, Sam. Good to see you, homie. So he's saying he's not familiar with Yamamoto, but the voice reminds him of Akira Inoue. Right here, man. They work together. So that would explain why it's boosting it for you there. Very cool. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be picking up this album. I might even just buy this album because this is dope. Yeah, this sounds really good. 1983. So I am just ignorant. Tatsuro Yamamoto is considered one of the people to help pioneer the city pop genre. And he's still kicking around today. Man, happy birthday. March 4th. January, February, March. Oh, wait. Happy birthday several months ago. Very cool. So early life and career, Yamamoto first began singing in the Tokyo Boys Choir during his second year at Josei Primary School. After merging with the corresponding girls' choirs, the group went on a goodwill tour in North America in '64. During the tour, he performed on The Ed Sullivan Show. Wow. Yamamoto has been open about having come from a supportive home that allowed him to pursue his interests freely. Also noted his own perfectionism as a child, saying it took him until middle school to find his stride. I think I'm still looking for my stride, but that's cool. All right. When attending Seikei University, formed a band called Orange, good name. Despite early initial success, including a win on the Nippon TV Band Contest, dissolved in '76, 2 years after they released their debut. After graduating, Yamamoto embarked on a solo career, debuting with 1978's Sudden Wind. Is that the one? Okay, so we don't... Oh, here we go. So this says it was 78. So Discogs, once again, giving us some conflicting information there. Lots of solo success, big old discography. Influences are cited as Sergio Mendes, Jimmy Webb, Burt Bacharach, Donny Hathaway. Huh. Very cool. All right, well, let's get the actual good stuff now. The Japanese Wikipedia. Here we go. 47. Blood types and all. What's his blood type? I need to know. This is important. You're not telling me? Oh, come on now. Come on now. What kind of Japanese Wikipedia is it if I don't know his blood type? All right, see about singer-songwriter. Okay, well, this is actually like the same stuff, just the same exact information. All this stuff, no blood. Better be in the footnotes. Others. He is single. A single person is someone who is unmarried. Ooh, look out, buddy. Why is that number one in others? There it is. His blood type is A. Yes. I knew it. You see, okay, now we're good. Now I feel like I know this guy, and it makes sense to me. Okay, he's A. Yeah. Oh, let's listen to another song. So now we're on side B, I do believe. Farewell Midnight Blue. So now this is Jazzy Age, flipping it over, trying some bass with what is that? Akihiro Tanaka. Who is that? Part of Huckleback. What? Who are you, sir? What? You played on Spacey? What? You played on Go Ahead? Is this Tatsuro's pocket bass play? You played on Moonglow? Who is this guy? What is going on? Takanaka? Whoa! Whoa! Rainbow Goblins! Okay, buddy. Okay. Let's hear your Jazzy Age. Or Jazz Age. Jazzy Age? What is it? Did you spell it wrong, Apple? Apple spelled it wrong.
So many
Really hard to see now. I like that guy. Little Kenny Loggins here. Look at those trumpets. Shin.
見事決めて tricky
Is that a tune?
夢の叶う魔法
Yeah, such a crazy composition. Can't even tell. Man, look how bad that's spelled. Somebody did not figure that out.
山を当てたギャンブラー派手に遊ぶ
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get a better copy of this and listen to more of this in the future. But that is, yeah, that's a very, very interesting. Just want to hear that one more time for the bass tone.
あとは歌
It's very interesting. You can hear how the bass tone is much rounder and warmer than Kenji.
全て投げ打ち
Yeah, and then compare it to something like Summer Holiday.
青い
It's
空
kicking you in the face. You know, very, very punchy versus much more rounded and subdued. Thank you. Is an airplane about to crash in my backyard? That's so loud. Oh, okay. Some episodes with good audio, episodes with bad audio, episodes with planes crashing in my backyard. Yeah, being on the Ed Sullivan Show, that's a crazy connection. For those of you who've never heard of that, Ed Sullivan was a TV personality. I think it was The Late Show or The Tonight Show. I forget exactly what show ended up being taken over by CBS or NBC or whatever. CBS, there you go. So it ran forever, 60 years, and if you were on this show, it was like you were automatically famous. So let's do band appearances. Yeah. Buddy Holly, that was a big one. Let's see here, Rolling Stones, The Doors, Jefferson Airplane, The Beach. I mean, it's almost like silly to even list this off as, oh, these guys were all big. It's because if you were on here, you were automatically big. Like, boom, Beach Boys, Buddy Holly, the Jackson 5. These are all massive people. Janis Joplin, Elvis Presley, and of course the Beatles, the British Invasion, all started with them. So, even, this, like, having never heard of this guy before today, hearing that he was successfully on the Ed Sullivan Show is like, okay, that makes sense, because this guy is solid. Is very, very, very good. Man, I bet there's another universe out there, one of those different multiverses where city pop just completely took over in the 80s in America, and because it's just like there's so many things that are so similar to the 80s pop music wave, at least from the music point of view. Maybe the lyrics and the singing style was different, but so many similarities that I wonder, especially now that people are getting into it more and more and more and learning more about it, and seeing all these similarities. All right, this is my Marine, Maryland. Won't ask questions. Yet another new bass player.
忘れているから My Marilyn, Marilyn My Marilyn, Marilyn 気の早い夏にハラハラ
Great voice.
My Marilyn, Marilyn My Marilyn, Marilyn
Kind of a weird chorus. That's good. Little piano. Okay, Tsugoshi in our left ear, chucking that guitar. Been doing a little bit of wailing. It was dope. Very cool. Now, that low quality right there, that sounded like Kingo Hamada. Yeah, this is dope. This is dope. Let's see here. Still on jumping in there. Got to do that Akiko Kasaka's Again +2 album. Yeah. I will put that on the list, my man. I will put that on the list, Han. Yeah, not my favorite, but I still don't skip it. Yeah, this is cool, man. Like, these are, like I said, my earlier comment, the worst thing you can say, in my mind, about this is just, all right, you didn't do a smash home run on your melody. You know, not everything can be right on time, man. You know, like a perfect melody mixed with a perfect chord progression harmony and the timbre and all those things come together. Like, this sounds great. Musicians, great. Arranging, great. Support of all those different elements are there. But yeah, just ba-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, it's hard to harmonize that or to, you know, put some rhythm in there to really make that pop. It's just kind of what it is. But I say that knowing that I can't do any better. So always take that with a grain of salt. Whenever you hear anybody criticize something, it's like, oh, you gonna do better? Let me hear what you got. Now, I want to hear a little bit. I know we're running out of time here. I want to hear a little bit of this because this apparently has some cello in it. Not just one, but 4 cello. So let's see what's happening here with our His Woman track.
His woman, His woman,
now this is good writing, good melody.
I'm just losing you.
It's a weird chord there.
Goodbye.
Synthesizer, okay. Still don't hear. That's not a real cello. That's a synth. I don't even hear the real cellos.
His woman,
His woman.
His woman, 愛した人 I'm just losing you.
That's a weird rhythm. Yeah. I like that melody, but that rhythm was kind of clashing. That boom, da da. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. It's a clave rhythm that was trying to be kind of your 4 on the floor chorus. Da, 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 dee, da. That's what I think it should be. Da, 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 dee, da, instead of da da da. Ya, da, da, da. It's just a different feel, and that samba feel I either think needs to be slower or like bum 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 bum, that kind of stuff where it's more in your face. Sorry for snapping into a microphone there. That's kind of a dick thing to do. Sorry, everybody. Very cool. Very, very cool. I know that Okay, so Sam's talking about the Ed Sullivan Show. Yes, I know the show only from the Beatles performance. I barely know it outside of that. That's how I first heard about it. My dad would talk about it, and he talked about Ed Sullivan Show, and when YouTube, was first kicking around, 15 years ago, those were some of the things that were first going up on YouTube, were old television shows, and I don't know if they ever showed on Nick at Night, if they ever showed the Ed Sullivan Show, but I remember seeing clips and highlights on that and just being aware of it from things like I Love Lucy and like Leave It to Beaver and all those shows that came out during those era. I grew up watching that kind of stuff. But yes, Ed Sullivan, his show was a huge promoter of popular music. You think about what was going on in the late 50s, early 60s. No internet. Not yet. I don't even think they had ARPANET. Nothing. You had Ed Sullivan. Cool. He's definitely coming after his woman. Yeah. Maybe that's why there's so many cellos. They're just like getting louder and louder as he's coming for the ladies. Okay, couple more tracks here just to check out. See Bird. Didn't expect that. Cool. Alright, a little shred guitar in the background. Oh, this one's getting weird. Is this June on drums? Tatsuhiko Hayashi's on drums. Oh! Okay, no. Excellent playing. Excellent sound. I mean, I know I was primed with this whole Greg Calby thing to be like, oh, this album is going to sound so good. I know it for a fact. I'm not an expert in, what perfect mastering sounds like. I just know I know when something is pretty good. And I really do think, even though these songs are just not doing it for me all the time, like Bird and My Marine Maryland are like, I don't know about these. The music is like, the sound quality is awesome. The bass and drums really mesh well together. I love all these background play, and it's like all these musicians are some of the best musicians in the genre. We got, look at this, Jun Aoyama, Kenji Takamitsu. Who else was kicking in on bass here? We had it was the other bass player for, what's it called? Akira Tanaka, there we go. Yeah, Shigeru Okazawa. I don't even know who this cat is. But we looked at him for a second. Lots of really, really good musicians on this album. But yeah, can't all be winners. But let's listen to our last one here. Okay, a nice ballad. I bet this song's awesome. Yeah, there you go. Now that was cool. I'm going to go back and play that again and not yell over it like a clown. Yeah. That's cool. This is good writing. Nice voice. Good unisons. Excellent mixing. I love that dunna. That half step. Good jump into the chorus. This is a ballad right here. Oh, the planes today. They're killing me. Don't take us away. Don't take it away from us during the solo. No. Who is Hidefumi Toki? brother of Jake Concepcion. Asako Toki is his daughter. All right, man. This is a cool album. This is a cool dude. I am very, very surprised. Tenchi, what are you doing? Don't eat your brother. He's trying to chew on his brother. This is a cool album. It's very, very cool artist. And definitely going to be checking out more of their stuff in the future. Tatsuhiko Yamamoto. Very, very interesting figure that we're going to have to do a lot more research about in the future. Yes, I completely agree. Who was it? Who was that? Han. Yeah, too many cooks in the kitchen. This is a really good example of what happens when you have too many cooks in the kitchen, is things can sound really, really polished, really, really nice, but kind of not go anywhere, if that makes sense. And it's not always the same. It manifests itself in many different ways. But I agree. I think that this is, whenever you have that many different, because I mean, this was unusual too, because you had some consistency with, Kenji on bass so often. But then the second half of the album, they take him off for the first 3 tracks and then bring in other people, and every track has a different guitar player. It's a very interesting blend, and to not codify one studio session group for an album. It's an interesting choice, and still try to go for that homogeneous sound. But very, very cool. Excellent suggestion. Thank you so much. I want to say your name right because I'll say it wrong otherwise. Dolado. Thank you for the album suggestion. Thank you for the artist suggestion. This is very, very good. I look forward. Oh, and there you are right there at the bottom. Yeah. I'm glad I could further the cause of Tatsuhiko. Hell yeah. No, we're going to go listen to some more. I'm going to get this album so that we can listen to just a handful of those tracks all the way through, some of those highlight tracks. And yeah, maybe look at some different albums here in the future. But first, Han Solo is exactly right. I have not done the Akiko Kasakas again +2. That's going to be on for next week. Spoiler alert. There we go. But for today, I think that's going to wrap us up. Thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. As always, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate the love and the support and the hanging out, good times. Really, you guys are the best, and I love doing this, and I love sharing all this information with you guys, and I love learning from you guys. So really is a great two-way street. If you're not already a part of the Discord, description below, join. It is completely free. It is fantastic. So many great resources and people. Branches out to other channels. There's a really great citypop Discord channel that's, kind of adjacent, much larger, but, lots of cool things in there. Also tabs. Believe it or not, once I used to play a musical instrument on this channel, and I'm trying to get better about getting back into it. Eventually I will, I promise, put out a bass tab video. But yeah, if you guys have questions on that or getting better, you can always send them in the Discord. I try to respond to the questions the best I can as they pop up. But yeah, if you want some resources, you can go to my Patreon. If you just want to give me money, whatever, no pressure. Just come hang out. That's what I enjoy the most. But until next time, everybody, I hope you have a great day, a great weekend, and I'm now going to wrestle with the stream software to see where I hit the stop button. I love you guys.